Well, good evening, or good morning, good afternoon, whatever time of day it is that you're watching. This is Lady Scarlet, and I'm going to do the Capricorn long read for March. As you all, some of you are aware, there are a lot of things happen in planetary alignment. So there's been a lot of interesting energies happening. This is also, I'm a therapist, so I want to kind of give just some informed consent kind of information. This is a time when there are a lot of people having suicidal ideation deep in their feelings. So if it's you or someone that um, please reach out or, be there for someone or help them get resources that they need. Also, because I'm a therapist, there are things that I might see in the read that I'm going to point out differently than maybe another reader would, based on my education and experience. Also, gender roles are interesting in tarot because we read in divine and masculine energy, not male and female. Everyone has masculine and feminine energies within them. Even if you're a more gender neutral kind of person, you still might have more masculine and feminine energies from day to day. I mean, I definitely do. I'm a very masculine, but also a very feminine person. So keep that in mind. Sometimes roles can be flipped or reversed. Sometimes I might be reading the energy of those around you. If you feel yourself zoning out in a read, you just may not be resonating with that part, but keywords will bring you back in. So, also just want to say appreciation for all the likes, shares, and subscribes as well. So let's get into this reading. I'm using my Star Trek deck as the base for the Capricorn read. Thank you, Spirit Guides, Ancestors, and Angels. Can we please get some cards for our Capricorns? I haven't read much with my Star Trek deck lately, so I thought I'd start flipping it out. Ooh, some of these cards really do want to come out. This deck is a little sticky because it's new, so let's see what happens. Also, we have, Saturn and Pluto coming in. Saturn is a fixer kind of planet, and Pluto is about hidden energies. So, you might be having, I've had a lot of people from my past messaging me lately. I've had random people, just like tonight, somebody like that I don't know they said they knew me, but I don't know them. Anyway, they asked me out to dinner, and I was like, I don't know you. So it just, random things might happen like that, for you. So just, hold your boundaries. That's all I can say. But a lot of people are very emotional, and some people are feeling great because they've worked through some ego stuff. They've worked through some past trauma. Some people are really in their feels. So just keep that in mind. Try to be respectful of your own boundaries, but also be respectful of other people's boundaries, and emotions might be running very, very high. People that are more egoistic might be very egoistic right now, and that might be troubling for you. Let's get one more card for the base read for our Capricorns, please. One more card. Thank you, Spirit Guides, Ancestors. Oh, that was a lot of cards. We're not going to take all those. But we will. Let's see. Oops. Flipping some cards here. We're going to have to do that over again. We just want one or two, not a whole deck there. So just keep that in mind that, people are really going through it. A lot of people are. And it takes nothing to be kind, and to just take a few breaths and, ask somebody if they need something, if you're not in the space to do that, maybe help somebody find the right kind of resources, because it is seemingly a very tough time for a lot of people right now. Thank you, Spirit Guides, Ancestors, and Angels. Can I please get a card for the outcome for my Capricorns? I got one that's really wanting to come out, and I might just pull it because I've seen it several times. So in your base reading already, in your current or recent past, you've got the Five of Wands, so there has been some kind of conflict All right, we're taking these two. So, um, some kind of conflict, and I'll clarify on that. At the bottom of the deck, you've got the Ten of Wands, which is the Ten of Cloaks in this deck, but Ten of Wands, so, you know, lots of obstacles, burdens, a lot on your plate. Maybe making decisions in relationships. Some of you moving forward, some of you deciding to move on, those kinds of energies. I'm getting lots of decisions. And the Six of Swords, so definitely moving forward, either with or without that relationship. Of course, we're going to clarify. Got Temperance, you know, which is the Archangel Michael card. Spock in this deck, which, you know, makes sense because he had a human and a Vulcan side, and so he had to balance two very, very different things, right? This is also the Archangel Michael card, which is the Sword of Truth and Justice. So there are a lot of truths. You know, you might have somebody call and like try to reconcile with you. You know, there's that energy in this month. So just keep those things in mind. They might be happening for you. And so, like I said, some conflict, and I really get that it's some kind of decision or some kind of telling somebody something that you really need to come clean about or clear up, right? And it very well could be somebody coming to you, but I'll clarify. I'm really getting that this is internal for you, Capricorn. In your home spot or home environment, you have the Knight of Cups. So there's love in the home spot, and, you know, I'm getting a sense of wanting to come in and make some offer or, you know, possibly proposal of something, you know, a deeper commitment perhaps. So again, we'll clarify. In the near future, you have the Empress card. And, you know, that is, I feel like this is somebody around you. It very well could be you. You are an earth sign, or, you know, as a Capricorn. So it very well could be some of you being in your Empress energy and that divine feminine. For some of you, it's someone around you. And I'll clarify that. In your connecting your recent past or current to your near future and outcome is the Devil, which is a Capricorn card. So, but it's about being shackled and, you know, maybe burdened, or maybe some kind of negative attachments surrounding you. And again, that really gets us to decision making, right? And with this being in your, you know, recent past or current position, that there's some struggle that you're dealing with, okay? King of Cups in the near future, connecting to the outcome. So again, you know, lots of love. This is a water sign card. The starships are the cups in the Star Trek deck. So, you know, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio card. So there could be a Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio around you. And then in the outcome is the Six of Cups, which that could be nostalgia, thinking about the past, or it also could be a soulmate connection, right? You know, one of your soulmates that you've come to know. And Ten of Swords is, it could be a very painful ending, but it also could be you've made a decision and it's a beginning too. And we'll find out what falls on top of that. I think I want to use my supernatural deck to clarify. So, lots of different kinds of energies coming at me for Capricorn. A lot of you in very different places. But there's a lot of moving forward with your life kind of energy coming out. So that could mean splits for some, but that could mean deeper commitments for others. So thank you, Spirit Guides, Ancestors, and Angels. Let's get a clarifier for that Five of Wands in our recent past or current position. So some of you, everybody's timeline is different, so you could be in very different places. You know, we all develop at different rates. We all go through things differently. And so some of you may have already resolved the conflict, and some of you might not have quite come to it yet. But most of you are probably within it right now. Ooh, I'm going to get a book there. Let's try for... My cards are sticky tonight. You know what? We're not going to do that one because it doesn't want to read. Let's do the Welcome to Nightville. That one did not want to go tonight. It's like, nope, Lady Scarlet, we're not going to do that. Capricorn, let's find out what's happening for you. I'm just picking up an energy too that for some of you it was a job situation and you've resolved that, or you're resolving that, looking for a job more conducive to the way that you are. So maybe you were in a really stressful job and you just felt like, why am I doing this? I don't need to do this. I'm going to move on to something else. So, and maybe somebody's getting a new vehicle. I'm seeing in my scrying bowl like a vehicle and signing papers for a vehicle. So some of you are. It is kind of like tax refund time too, so some of you might be coming into a little bit of money that you're, doing things with, getting a new place or a new vehicle is what I'm seeing though. I'm not seeing anything about moving homes really. Maybe we'll see that, but definitely see people signing papers for cars. So let's clarify this Five of Wands in the recent past or current placement. So we have a King of Swords. So you're in your head about it for sure. But it could very well mean that you were thinking clearly about it, but you had to kind of get out of your heart and get more into your head. Some of you might be in the legal field. Woo, okay. And then there's that Empress energy. I'm picking up maybe somebody's having a baby. Maybe we have a little baby on the way. Pick up that pretty strongly. Eight of Pentacles. Studying, working, but balance too. Big change. There's the Death card, which is a Scorpio card, but new beginnings is really what I'm getting with that Death card. You've left some conflict behind and you're moving on to something else, which I picked up very strongly. On the bottom is the Queen of Swords. So you have the King of Swords and the Queen of Swords. Definitely some of you are making a stronger commitment. And with that Empress card, somebody's definitely adding to their family. Definitely. Right underneath that Page of Cups. Yeah. Maybe be a water sign baby. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Yeah. Thinking about all those things that you need to take care of. There's a lot of anxiety about it. I mean, if it's the first baby for people, or it's very unexpected, that might, you're like, oh goodness, what are we going to do? I remember those days. My kids are all older now, so let's clarify this Knight of Cups in. I'm picking up boy energy from that Page of Cups, so definitely some of you are just with that Knight of Cups in the home spot, definitely picking up a more masculine energy for a baby. Let's clarify this home environment for Capricorn. So, some people may have gotten pregnant on Valentine's Day. Just saying, it just happened not that long ago. So the Hermit, so you've really been, that's a Virgo card. But you could have been isolating and, gaining wisdom and experience about something, really thinking about how you're going to move forward. Kind of that going inward, introspection kind of thought. Six of Cups, you have that in your outcome too. So there's a really great partnership here for some of you. Really great, like, soul connection. Divine counterpart. And there's that Queen of Swords. I mean, for some of you, King of Swords and then Queen of Swords fallen together. Remember, that was at the bottom of the deck. So that's really, some of you just found your person. The Strength card, that's a Leo card. It's also just about you have the strength to get through this, or you're strengthening your home environment to make it ready for baby in some cases. And for some of you, you're finding the strength to leave. I'm not getting that for a lot of you though. I'm getting more about deepening relationships and deepening connections for most of you. Judgment card. You've got some decisions to make about how you're going to move forward. Okay. And some of you have already made that decision. Temperance. So that's Archangel Michael card. Again, that's, shown up a few times already. So it was at the bottom of the Star Trek deck. So you know, this is also about, you know, with the other cards that are there, you're very, very protected. Some of you might, judgment might mean divorce for some of you. The small energies that I'm getting where there is a split, but you're divinely protected. And, you know, temperance, of course, is about the patience to endure. It's also about truth and justice. You know, Archangel Michael swings the sword of truth and justice, and he is a protector. Okay. So some of you might be thinking of, you know, if you're having a baby, oh my gosh, I'm going to have to be a protector and a provider, right? So those things might be coming up for you. And then the high priestess. So some of you are keeping this secret for now, and that's fine, right? You tell people when you're ready. But also this could mean that hidden things are coming to light. You see how there's kind of this lighted up, you know, thing kind of next to her, the high priestess. And so hidden things are coming to light. And, you know, and some of you might be extremely intuitive, or you might have somebody very intuitive around you. And you're like, they probably already know, you know? So just consider that. At the bottom of the deck, you've got the Queen of Cups. So that's, you know, that water sign energy. So Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. And the Capricorn card, the Devil, right underneath, which you have in the read right here with lore. And the Ace of Wands, I mean, Knight of Pentacles, there's, you know, slow, steady progress forward. So let's clarify this Empress in the near future position. All right. Thank you, Spirit Guides, Ancestors, and Angels. Can we clarify the Empress for our Capricorns, please? I mean, yeah, the Empress showing up a few times. I'm just getting a real baby makes three vibe. So lots of anxiety. Page of Swords. I mean, a page on top of an Empress. It's hard to say that that's not a baby and that there's a lot of anxiety surrounding it because maybe, you know, you're not quite ready. Ace of Swords at the bottom with the Four of Wands, you know, that is a, you know, a beginning, and it's reconciling a lot of things. But, you know, the Four of Wands is about completion, and remember it's the 1111 card, you know. It's about completion and, you know, your divine path and purpose. Let's get one more clarifier for the Page of Swords, though. And clarify the Page of Swords. Thank you, Angel, Spirit Guides, and Ancestors. Let's clarify that Page of... Ooh, okay. So, Eight of Cups. So, this is... So, a lot of times people talk about this walking away and walking towards your Nine of Cups. So, this is very much you on the way to your wish fulfillment. Okay? You've left some stuff behind in the past. You've been truthful and honest with yourself. And then, you know, Four of Wands fell out. It fell upside down, but no matter which way you do it, it's 1111, okay? It's completion. And I really get the energy off of the card is about completion. Now, some of you may, because it came upside down, you may be leaving a situation to go toward, to walk towards your Nine of Cups because it's not fulfilling, right? It hasn't been fulfilling. So you're walking towards that fulfillment. And some of you are parents. And so you have children to consider, right? And at the bottom, you have Seven of Wands. So you're, you know, you're defending your space, right? And if you're a parent, of course, you're defending your or a caregiver, right? If you have children involved, you're defending your space. Ace of Pentacles, you know, that's a gift. Could be spiritual gifts coming in for some of you as well. Knight of Cups, so, you know, an offer or communication about love, deepening, and commitment. So let's clarify lore over here, the Devil card, which very well, you know, could be you, but it also could be breaking shackles of the past, things hidden coming to light in a lot of ways. I mean, I'm getting a lot of that energy where there's just a lot of truth being spoken right now. I think some of you, in the cut, I had Five of Pentacles. Some of you are worried about money, the Hierophants there. Some of you are definitely deepening your commitment. You know, the Emperor there, that's an Aries card. So thinking about, you know, how to move forward with what's happening. Thank you, Spirit Guides, Angels, and Ancestors. Can we clarify the Devil card for Capricorn, please? So we have Ten of Swords, which, you know, you have in the outcome as well. So definitely you've broken free of something. You know, and for some of you, I get that, you know, you're kind of young and you're gaining your independence. And so you're newly free, basically, you know. Let's get a couple more cards to clarify this Ten of Swords and double card. Yeah, so divine timing, you know, things are, this is about harvesting, you know, it's about paying off, you know, everything that you've worked hard for will pay off. And it's also divine timing. Five of Swords. So, you know, you've been in a lot of conflict about how to move forward. What should I do? What should I do? And, you know, Capricorns move slowly about their decisions. They're very cautious. And so you've been really thinking about the best way to go about this. Seven of Cups. Yeah. What are my options? How can I move forward the best way, the most correct way, right? At the bottom, Three of Wands, you have a lot of good things coming towards you. I feel like Eight of Swords, yeah, breaking free, taking the blindfold off, right? So, and then let's clarify this King of Cups, which very well could be, you know, you feeling very loving and nurturing and you know, just thinking about how to move forward in this love relationship and how to deepen the connection. So let's clarify the King of Cups for Capricorn, please. So we've got Five of Wands. See, there's those, you are so in your head, Capricorn. There might be somebody that you're having a conflict with. It's Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces as well. Or, I mean, it could be another sign. But it's somebody that I feel like is in some kind of authority over you or has some kind of hold on you in some way. And there's been a conflict to get free of that and to really be independent of it. Justice card. Yeah, that's a Libra card. So, but Justice is about the balance of the scales and a karma thing happening, so completing a karmic cycle. And you know, you've got Four of Wands up here, and so some of you feel like you haven't completed that cycle. It feels like that this relationship isn't quite over yet. Knight of Cups, so you're coming in to make some offer of resolution to complete that karmic cycle, right? But you do have this divine, yeah, well, and you've got Two of Swords on the bottom, so which path do you choose? That can be about a stalemate or a reconciliation. It's really, you know, there's free will. So the people involved get to make the decision of if it's a reconciliation or a stalemate. It's also about hidden truths coming out. And remember I said that is absolutely happening. Three of Swords. Now I get that this has been a long time heartbreak, okay? And I get for some of you it might be a parent that you've had some kind of separation from, and maybe they're trying to connect with you and you're not wanting to, or it's been a long time struggle with a parental figure. And remember I said Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, so they could, you know, be one of those. There was a Libra showing up as well, but I'm getting a real strong water sign there as a parental figure that you've, you know, really hurt you. And maybe you hurt them as well. You know, flip those roles as they see fit. But there is some kind of communication coming in with the Page of Wands. But I get the feeling like that it's the authority figure or the parental figure that's kind of immature or doesn't communicate correctly, you know? That's what I'm getting. So let's clarify this outcome and this divine partnership as well as this Ten of Swords in the outcome for you. You know, and it could be, you know, just because it's a King of Cups doesn't mean it, you know, it could be a maternal figure or a paternal figure, or it could be, you know, a grandparent as well, some kind of caregiver or adult or somebody in authority over you. But picking up a real strong water sign there. But it might help you to complete your karmic cycle to actually communicate and, you know, speak your feelings, because this is the time for that, okay? This is the time for hidden truths to come out. So we have Three of Wands, which this card has been trying to pop out this whole shuffle. You have good things coming towards you, okay? And this Six of Cups in your outcome absolutely says that. For a lot of you, you have met your person, and you know it, and you're deepening that commitment, and you feel like they make you stronger, and that's really beautiful. I really get a beautiful energy. So the moon again, that's a Cancer related card, hidden energies. But also it's very maternal, and again, remember, I'm picking up that baby, so this could very well be, maybe you're keeping that quiet for now, which is, that's fine. I mean, you do you. There might be reasons that you need to do that. So I got a lot, but I'm going to take them because I want to clarify. Again, hidden. Okay, you have the moon and Two of Swords. There's definitely some truths coming out. And you're speaking your truth, and you're hearing, there's some kind of clearing up of some old thing, okay, that's been waiting and waiting and waiting. Queen of Pentacles, so there might be, this is Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, so this could be you, or it could be another earth sign around you, right? Queen of Pentacles card. Page of Wands. So I get that communication coming in, but it might be a little bit, it might be a little unwanted, I'm feeling, or it might be that they just act really like they're not good at communicating, and they come across as, like they should sound more mature to you, but they don't. Ten of Pentacles. Look, Ten of Pentacles. This person that you're with, you have the ability to create the things that you want to create with them. Okay, this Six of Cups person, this divine counterpart. Seven of Swords. Yeah, I mean, you feel betrayed by this person, this person that I've been talking about that's coming back from the past. You feel betrayed by them, hurt by them deeply. And they are going to try to come and speak some truths, but it may not. I say first, if you allow communication, they're going to be very awkward because they are holding a lot of shame, regret, pain associated because they should have done differently. And you may have some too. Flip those roles again, as I said. You may have had a falling out with someone and you've kept things from them, and now you're wanting to reconcile, okay? And so if that's the case, really think about what you want to say. Be impeccable with your word, as in, in the Four Agreements, they talk about, being impeccable with your word. Don't assume anything. Don't take anything personally, right? Because, you've both gone down different paths, and you're both different people now than when this conflict occurred, okay? At the bottom, you have the Nine of Pentacles, but you have the Ten of Pentacles in the outcome. So, you're walking from, you had Eight of Pentacles earlier, so it's 8 to 9 to 10. I mean, you had the Seven of Pentacles too. So, I mean, you're walking slowly forward to having those things that you want. Knight of Swords. Now, this is somebody who comes in impulsively, sometimes comes in really, really quickly. And so this communication might be a shock to you. It may come out of nowhere for you. Two of Wands, yeah, partnership underneath that. So... And then the Ace of Wands, look, you hold all the power here. You've got the Ace of Wands. You hold all the power in this situation. You can allow this person in or not, okay? And they don't know, okay? They don't know. So, just keep that in mind. I'm also going to clarify with my personal deck. Let's get some more information for you from my personal deck. So I'll kind of clarify the top, the middle, and then the bottom for you. So let's clarify for our Capricorns. Yeah, I get that the person you're with has really opened up your heart chakra. That was kind of in the cut there. Both of you have opened up heart chakras, and they really, yeah. A lot of, you all can be autonomous, you can have your independent selves, but are really good us as well. All right, so let's clarify the home environment and the recent past or current for Capricorn, please. Oh, I'm getting a lot. I'm not going to take those because those felt like... Okay, so some of you, surface pressure. Yeah, there's been a lot of burdens on your plate, something that you've been holding on to for a long time. You probably really do need some healing time. Remember, you had the Hermit in your home environment spot. Obligations, burdens... maybe it's time to take a little bit of a break or do something, some self-care for yourself. Capricorns tend to be like, I can do it all by myself. This is the Eric Carmen All By Myself card. That was the surface pressure from Encanto, by the way, the drip, drip, drip song, sung by Jessica Darrow, which is a super awesome song. This is the All by Myself by Eric Carmen, but it's also about, you know, wanting to find that twin flame or soulmate, you know, take a chance in love. You could be really anxious right now and maybe feel isolated. Some of you may have had a broken heart. Like I said, some of you may have had a split recently because you were with someone, you thought they were the one, and it didn't quite work out for you. But for some of you, it's a call to, you don't have to, like, all these burdens and obligations, like, you can ask for help. There are people around you that love you. You've got a lot of loving energy in your read, and, you know, you do not have to do everything on your own. For some of you, there's a situation you need to run the other direction from. Because, like it says, this could be your twin flame, and maybe your twin flame is not healed enough to have this kind of relationship yet, and so you're magnetizing and repelling, which is kind of, you know, if you haven't gone through your healing, your, you know, death of ego or dark night of the soul, there's different words for that, but it may not be quite the right timing for this person, and so maybe you've been, you know, nursing a broken heart, and maybe this is someone that's coming back in your life, and they had a lot of, you know, it felt like they had a lot of perceived control over you. So just consider that. And I would never tell anybody, you know, you have free will. You can get into relationships if you want, break up, whatever, if you want. That's none of my business. But, you know, Spirit is saying they're not ready yet for some of you. And you've been battling in your brain about this and going back and forth because you love them, right? And, you know, and it does talk about twin flame on the All by Myself card. It says twin flame down here at the bottom. So for some of you, you're dealing with the twin flame, and it is incredibly difficult and heartbreaking. I know when I found out who my twin flame, I was like, not happy about it, because, like, we're not going to be together in this lifetime. They're never going to get healed enough. Like, they're just not. And I have to deal with that, and that's okay. I have a wonderful husband, and I love him completely, and we have a wonderful relationship. So I'm happy. So I don't, you know, but I was like, are you kidding me? Like, that's my twin flame. It's not going to be in this meat sack that we get together. And that's the case for some of us, right? So, Blackbird from the Beatles. So this is about equality and equanimity. For some of you, this is a very, very equal relationship that you're in. It's a very good partnership. But for some of you, you might be some kind of advocate, social worker, therapist, and this is a call to action with some things that have been happening. And I'm not going to elaborate on that. If you are in that field, then you know what I'm talking about. The quote on here says, with a broken wing, a bird can still sing, but may need healing time before flying to freedom. And so for some of you who have been, you know, feeling like you've been oppressed and locked in a situation, you really do need to get into that hermit energy and do some healing. And I feel like a lot of you are in that right now. So let's clarify this middle part, which is the connection to the outcome. I'm telling you, if you're a reader, make yourself a personal deck if you haven't, because it's great. Okay, so I'm getting this connected to this. They wish they could take it back, whatever mistake they made with you. And it could be you. Again, you can flip those roles. But I'm really getting it strongly from this other person that they wish they could take it back. They have a lot of regret and pain over it. They think about it a lot. They're at the bottom of the deck, coincidentally, is I miss you. So then you have, this is the Moonstone, which is a Cancer energy card. It says creativity, intuition, feminine energy, balance of emotions, restoration, motherly protection, new beginnings, and inner wisdom. Like I have a moonstone around it's my wedding ring, actually. It's on a necklace. Moonstone is very, very powerful. It's about that tapping into that feminine energy. It also could be saying that you're dealing with a Cancer, okay? Somebody's spying. This person has been checking up on you, okay? They've been checking up on you, checking social media. If you live locally, maybe they're driving by your house, but they definitely check on you. Maybe through other connections. If they're family, maybe through other family. This is the Journey card, Don't Stop Believing. It's about movement forward, hope, hold on to that feeling. Because the person that you're with is for some of you, is such a great connection that they just really give you a lot of hope about the moving forward in your future, okay? So let's clarify the outcome for Capricorn. Actually, I'm going to shuffle a little bit. Yeah, I'm getting a deep sense of pain for some of you with that previous relationship. And for some of you, it was definitely a parent or somebody very, very close to you that really you feel betrayed by, and they're really wanting to come in and reconcile. If they haven't, they're going to. Yeah, your outcome for your person, that's definitely a soul connection. Definitely. I mean, with that Six of Cups there and that card falling out, woo. Some of you have found your person. I'm very happy for you. For some of you, you found your person and you're having a baby. So that's like some amazing stuff right there. Because I get a lot of that. Just really new beginnings, beautiful energy in there. Okay, so we also got, what is meant for you will not pass you by, it will find you. So for some of you that are dealing with the twin flame, there is a possibility that there will be some healing and you all will be able to come together, okay? But that does take time. You know, like for instance, with my twin flame, I don't know that they can get there in this lifetime, okay? And again, I'm happy. I'm not like, they're going to go on their journey and I'm going to go on mine and I'm going to do my thing. I'm a healer and I'm going to continue to do my divine purpose. But, you know, you may have a chance with your twin flame if both of you get to that place where you are in, you know, that divine energy, that healed energy, right? It just may not be right now. So, and then, y'all, In My Life by the Beatles, this is me and my husband's song, Divine Counterpart, because, you know, my husband is a soulmate. And it's about acceptance, nostalgia, big, healthy love. Sometimes it can just feel too good to be true at first. But for some of you, you have found your in my life person, right? You found them. Let's get a couple more for the outcome. And then we'll get into my personal oracle and see what advice there is for you, Capricorn. I have a son that's a Capricorn, so I'm like calling him after this, by the way. Like, is there something you need to tell me, my dear? Get just a couple more. Okay, so yeah, somebody has hell to pay with you. This is that person from your past. It's a criminal Fiona Apple card. What would an angel say the devil wants to know? It's about manipulation, miscommunication. They screwed up, betrayed you, you know, lied to you. Maybe even, you know, if it was a romantic partnership, they cheated, you know, that kind of person. I'm getting that, you know, there was some kind of hold on them. I mean, it would be different for different people, but, karmic lesson. It's a lesson for you. Okay. This is definitely a lesson. And on the other side of it, even though it's been heartbreaking and horrible, and for some of you that have gone through that twin flame energy, it is a lesson and you will be better on the other side of it. But I understand the pain. It's very, very painful. Very painful. And my heart is with you. But look, I love you unconditionally. You need to see that one. That person from your past does love you unconditionally. They just didn't, I think for some of them, they didn't love themselves and they didn't have the ability to step up. They didn't know how to. I mean, not that that's a good excuse. I'm not saying that, but they do love you unconditionally. And this person that you're with loves you unconditionally. This counterpart that you're with now. It's really beautiful energy, Capricorns. I mean, just truly gorgeous. And some of you are really doing some beautiful healing work. Some of you are intuitive, so you're about to step into spiritual gifts. I mean, I got that several times in this read. I'm just going to clear this stuff out of the way before we get the advice from the personal oracle, so that we can see a little bit better. You had a lot of cards come out, so there was a lot of energy in that read. Alright, let's get some advice. And I always meditate and cleanse the space. So you can see like my sage over on this side, and it's got ginger and star anise in it. And then I do incense and pray and meditate over the cards before I do the read. So there's a lot of intent and a lot of energies that come through. After I do the oracle, I'll do some runes, animal totem, and fairy dust cards as well. So I like to end on a positive note with those fairy dust cards. So thank you, angels, spirit guides, and ancestors. Can we please get some advice from the oracle for our Capricorns? I'm just picking up too. I'm seeing like books in the scrying bowl, so some of you might be starting on your journey with an education training. And there was an Eight of Pentacles in there, and that is the apprentice or study card. So congratulations if you're starting that journey. Discomfort leads to change. And remember I said that whatever pain you're going through will lead to you becoming a different kind of person. I mean, it will change you, right? For the better in most cases. We abandon our souls because we're afraid if we don't, others will abandon us. So some of you have had some abandonment in your life, and it's really, really taken a toll on you. That's where that betrayal, energy is coming from. So we have, there are some things you learn best in calm and some in storm. So some of you have really been in your head about this, and just my heart is with you, love and light. I mean, like I said, my oldest son is a Capricorn, and so I'm going to be calling him. Some of you have ADHD or autism, or you're dealing with somebody with ADHD or autism, right? ADHD are here, and all my kids are definitely. There's some things that come with neurodivergence, right? Some communication things, some impulsivity, different things like that. But it also could be the person that you're dealing with has some kind of mental health issues that maybe were unresolved in the past. Learning is a result of listening. So, active listening is difficult. As a therapist, I do that all day long, and it's a struggle sometimes, especially with my ADHD. I mean, just saying that can be really difficult for all of us to really listen and learn, Get a couple more oracle cards for my Capricorns, please. So we got take a break, ask for help. Remember I said some of you have really been working hard, overburdened. This could be, asking for professional help as well, but it also could be calling a friend or just someone that you trust that loves you, that cares for you. Let's get, so pray, meditate. I do that often, and it really helps me stay balanced. But prayer and meditation can really help us balance out, especially if we've been struggling with something, and process it, Budget and plan. So remember I said some of you have been dealing with financial issues. Create a budget or a plan. Go to somebody who knows how to do that. Okay? You had some pinnacle energy around you, so I feel like, there's some other, pinnacles around you that maybe could help you. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy, right? The real universe is always one step beyond logic. And, Capricorns, I think, are very aware of that. Sometimes, you go between your head and your heart, but a lot of times you are in your head. And so sometimes you need to get out of that logical space and tap into your heart, right? Tap into that heart chakra. And definitely for some of you, the person that you've met is opening up your heart chakra. And so just keep that in mind, right? And let's get an animal totem for you, for my Capricorns. All right, let's find out what animal totem advice. Thank you, spirit guides, ancestors, and angels, and also our furry friends. All right, you got two, so I'll read them both. So you first have totem, guardianship. Remember I said you're divinely protected? Definitely. Although the word totem derives from the Algonquin word totem, meaning my kin. I may not have said that right, and I apologize if you know the correct way to say that. The concept of animal totems is universal in Native American culture and other cultures around the globe. Animals are the guardian or tutelary spirits, and each person and group has an animal totem. Individuals inherit totems at birth, acquire them through marriage or by membership in a clan, or learn of their watchful presence while in a trance. Native American dancers invoke the power of the totem by imitating the animal in posture, movement, and dress. Totems were also represented in elaborately carved totem poles, which functioned as grave markers or the emblems of a family or clan. So my family is Potawatomi, and a lot of us are Thunder Clan. So while that's not an animal, but there is a lot of that in my family as far as having animal totems or spirit guides that are animals. And so that's also, incredibly important in my family. So if you've been, like doing a search for spirit guides, you might tap into some of those suggestions on this totem card, trance or vision quest, sweat lodge, if that's something that you do, whatever your spiritual practice is. Okay. Pray, meditate was a part of your oracle messages. And the next one that you have is animal deities. I don't know how clearly spirit could tell you that animals are important for you, but animal deities right? My middle son, his name is Maketa Mako, which means black bear, so that's kind of cool. Divinity, guidance, and wisdom. To many peoples around the globe, animals represent the first beings, the ancient ones, the all knowing deities responsible for the creation of all things and the source of strength and guidance in times of trouble or need. In the painting titled Council of Animals, a pantheon of animal spirits revolves around a boy playing the flute. The flute, also known as a shepherd's pipe, is one of the most ancient of instruments used by earthly peoples to invoke the powers of the animal spirits. In India, the god Krishna charmed the animal spirits by playing a shepherd's pipe. The early Greeks believed that Pan, the woodland god of the flocks, fertility, and nature, was the inventor of the pipe, which he played for the dances of the nymphs. So I'll show you that again. So, obviously, for a lot of you, animals are incredibly important. So I'm going to pull 3 runes for you. So, all right. I always read these because sometimes there's interesting connections in these cards that I like to make sure that I don't miss. So, Uruz is the first one. And Kinaz and Thurizaz. So Uruz is the first rune. I'll show it to you closely. And it is in the upright position. And it says it's the rune of the aurochs or wild ox. And in many ways is akin to Fehu. But Fehu represents domesticated, predictable farm cattle, whereas Uruz represents vital, wild force and energy of the hardy wild ox that ranged over the same territory and was so much a part of life of the northern tribes. Those wild bison symbolize strength and virility to these people, hence Uruz is considered to be a powerful indicator of good health and strong natural powers of resistance. Whenever this rune arises, where health is an issue, it indicates a speedy recovery from the illness or affliction in question. It can sometimes indicate the male in any relationship and signify strong emotions. It can also represent the true will of the querent, which would be you. That thing which he or she, they truly desire. Depending on the surrounding runes, it will be very probably come to pass. Forceful, driving, masculine rune. This rune rules over changes, usually those of a sudden or unexpected kind that compel you to draw within yourself, to utilize that force of honest, raw strength that only this rune can supply. These changes are often natural ones and should not be avoided. We must remember that, like a snake shedding its skin, it is often necessary for us to peel away the old to make way for the new. Examine those things in your life which you may be overly attached to. Look to the runes around Uruz. You may be called upon to give up those things. In questions of business or finance, this rune indicates an eventual improvement, but only through diligent application of your resources and much effort. It often appears in a rune cast to herald a promotion or new career, usually with added responsibilities. In this case, the appearance of Uruz assures you that whatever the new burden, you will undeniably have the strength to deal with it. It is a rune of raw archetypal force. So, and then you have, let me get to that one, Kinaz, and it is upright, so it's the element of fire. So it's the friendly, warm, controlled flame. So the torch or the hearth fire, right? So it represents strength, energy, and power. Like Uruz, which was your first one, it's an indicator of vigorous good health and strong powers of recuperation. In a rune cast, it is often placed to indicate importance of a good positive attitude. Kinaz is one of the most helpful runes that can arise when you are experiencing problems of any sort. Upright is a protective sign, which it is upright here. This is upright for this one. It's protective, indicating upcoming respite from worries in a time when trials will be few and easily manageable. It can herald the time of opening up, of good things coming into your life, which you definitely had in your read. Now would be a good time for you to start something new. perhaps even a new romantic relationship. In questions of romance, it will always signify the man in the relationship, or they're more masculine, okay? No matter what sex the querent may be. It usually shows the male offering something to the female, be it a material gift such as jewelry or flowers, or verbal gifts such as a declaration of love. If the querent is male, or masculine, the surrounding runes indicate whether this gift would be accepted or not. If the querent is female, look to the nearby runes for clues to the motives behind this proffered gift. It's a rune of creativity and is such especially important to artists and craftsmen. It can signify an actual, which we don't have any of those. So, and then the last one that you have is Thurisaz, which is in a reverse position, but it's much the same as when it's in its upright position. So this is Thurisaz. This would be upright. It's pretty much the same position, but I'll read the reversal for you. The main difference here is that either you or the individual you are reading for will not wish to heed the advice and information offered. You are set on this course of action and are very full of yourself, unwilling to accept any advice which is not generated from your brain and your experience. When it is reversed, the consequences of blindly following your own path are even worse than they are when the rune is right side up. So it presses a time when luck may run out, and you'll need to muster much caution and act with circumspection regarding your situation at present. Any hasty decision is bound to cause regrets, since it is brought about through a weakness in yourself. You will deceive even yourself about your motives at this time, and continuing on in this fashion will only create new problems, ones far more severe than the ones acting on your life at the present. It indicates that you feel threatened by an individual that you perceive as weaker or subordinate to you in some way. Okay. So, but right side up, it's a vexing thorn, which, but it's also a glyph of the hammer of Thor, Mjolnir, the protector of men and gods alike. So it can herald a stroke of unexpected luck. So again, reversed, it's not a lot different, but it can be something that is a thorn in your side. And some of you have this person that is coming from your past. You've had a lot of obligations. You have some betrayal or the hurt in your past. So it's really telling you that this is a time that you really should be asking for help, leaning on people around you that you know love you and care about you, okay? And you do have people around you that love you and care about you. So let's get a couple of fairy dust oracle cards and see what our fairies have to say to us. Thank you, spirit guides, angels, ancestors, and our fairies for your advice to guide Capricorn to their greater good. Remember, these readings are not about telling you a bunch of negative stuff. They're about helping you on your path to process and make better decisions, right? In therapy, when we write notes, we say, client identifies and processes. So we're helping you identify and process with these readings, right? That's the kind of the point. So hopefully, this has been helpful for you in some way to look at certain situations and what you might need to do. And I always say you have free will. So if you go out the left door instead of the right, your outcome could be different than the probable outcome read in the reading. So let's find out some advice from our fairy friends out there. Let's get a couple more, please. Okay, so the first one is you're on the right path. The way ahead is clear and true. You've chosen the right path for you. And for some of you, that's about the person that you're with. And for some of you, there was a job change or a move that you've made that was the right decision for you. And so you're probably in a time of, healing and recovery. And then you have travel. Of all the things you can do, travel is in the cards for you. And some of you definitely are moving forward. This could be, metaphorical travel too. It doesn't mean you're going to fly on a plane or get in a car, but you might. Some of you might be traveling soon, but some of you it's a movement forward and maybe even moving to a different house or place to live. And you got butterflies. Whenever you see a butterfly flutter through the grass, it is to remind you of the love of those who've passed. So you definitely have people, spirit guides and ancestors that are with you, and they let you know that they're there for you when you see butterflies. Okay. And then you have sleep. Underneath the nighttime skies, fairies sing you a lullaby. So some of you who have had difficulty sleeping, with some anxiety. So remember, you are divinely protected, and you know, it's okay. You need to get your rest. You really need to do that. And at the bottom of the deck, you have rose quartz crystal, soothing and warm like love that flows. Once under your pillow, your magic grows. So that might be a suggestion for some of you. You know, rose quartz crystal, that's also about love. It's mostly about the loving of yourself, that unconditional love that we need to have for ourselves so that we can really, truly heal, right? All right, I want to say thank you to all of those likes, shares, and subscribes. I truly appreciate it, and all the sweet comments. And this is Lady Scarlett sending you many blessings and love and light. Hope to see you again soon.